Yo! Welcome everyone once again to the We Are Gamers series. My name is your host, Champ Tone, aka Psychosis, a gamer, a person with a passion for Jesus and gaming. And it is a true pleasure once again to grace your space this day. On today's 1v1, I have the honor and privilege of interviewing someone who I share a close bond with, yet considering our relationship, we're not as close, more so because of our age range. But he's actually my youngest brother, and I know him as the Furler. Welcome, the Furler.
Hey, what's up, bro? Nice to be here.
I know it's like you're like nearby. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
fur.
Hey, man,
Oh
I
man.
ran out of funny name. I just hit the keyboard and that name popped up.
It looks it too. Those names are so red. Oh my goodness. All right. So if you can just tell us your first name and the actual online gamer names that you usually use online.
Okay, so my name is Jacob, and as you know, I'm his baby brother. And I never really had a set name because each game I pledged to be like, what's a dumb name or what's something that's funny? Like I had Lord Fartquad, I had Duck Sauce, I
Duck
had
sauce.
which is I spelled sauce wrong. Everyone pointed it out to me afterwards, but I didn't care. And then
Oh, you spelled it wrong. Say what was it? Duck
yeah,
sus? You were
yeah,
duck sus.
basically.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
but Xbox I played the longest, and that was Mighty Schwenka, which isn't like a real thing. My friend just came up with that name, and I was like, "That's a cool name." I'll roll it in. I said Mighty because I'm a mighty human. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. So so this next question. So why do you just pick the random names? Because you don't have just one. You don't have just one name that you've rolled with all this time. Why do you choose just all the names that you choose?
I've wondered that too because I'm like everybody I know, all my
You
friends that
wanted
play
it
games, they all
too.
have a set gamer tag,
Right.
and then me, there. I'm like, guys, what should I name myself this time? Because I
Oh
like
my
to be funny.
goodness.
I like to keep it different, like to spit up. And I guess it could be like a deeper level. Like I don't really feel connected to any names. Like because a lot of people have like emotional attachments to names, or like there's a specific memory or reason. Me, I'm
Mhm.
just like I don't think something that's funny when you see on the enemy team like fighting Lord Farquaad. It's like what?
Oh my god. Or the mighty Schwain Cub. Or
That's what I'm saying.
duck
Like you see that, it's
or
like what?
you just got killed by
Duck
duck
sauce.
sus.
Exactly. Or like in League of Legends, it's FVJ3D. It's like what's that killing spree? It's like
I
who?
know. It's just the randomest name. It's like, oh, did that guy get banned with his name and he had to rename himself?
Yeah, you think that? It's yeah. Surprisingly, no,
Oh,
never been banned.
that's so funny. Well, you don't like start typing crazy in chat and stuff, no?
Yeah, no, I don't talk to anybody. Even my friends, I would just be like, when they were annoying, I would
Oh,
just
don't even
like,
talk
hey.
to your friends. Yeah, so sometimes in League you gotta kind of mute everyone, even the people that are on Discord. Sometimes.
Yeah, you just play the game, because you know what you're doing. So it's like, I don't need these fools.
Oh my goodness! Especially when you come up with your trademark plans. I have all I know is I
They
hear I
work.
have a plan, guys. I have a plan. Everybody's like, oh no, this is not good. Oh
It's
no.
pretty accurate. When I used to play with my boys, they would say the same thing, like, Jacob, what are you doing? What? Why? But it would work, and they'll be like, Jacob, how does it always work? You just
It would
don't die.
work. It would
Like,
work,
that is a great question. I was like, to
bro.
this day, I couldn't explain.
You said let's go north when we were playing World of Warcraft. When we were like on our starter level 5 guys, we went got
I
killed by a
remember.
level 20 elk. Then we kept trying to fight them like idiots. I was like, what are we
I was
doing?
like, I was
Why?
determined, yo. I want some elk meat. I was like, this man's going down.
Like, why are we doing this? Why?
I'll
We were
tell you
there
when
for
I
like
tell all
an
my friends.
hour.
It's like y'all chose to listen to me. That's on you, not
Oh,
me. I never
don't
forced
blame
you
your
to do
friends
anything.
for trusting you after you say you have a plan. Oh my god.
They should know me by now.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so if you don't mind, if you can give us your age or age range, because I know some people, age can be tricky, especially with us more seasoned folk. And when did you actually start gaming?
Okay, so I'm 23 now, and I started gaming. That's a good question. Probably when I was 8 or 10, maybe a little younger.
Mm.
I just remember it was because of my brother-in-law. Every time I bring it up around dad, he gets mad. He always jokes. He's like, "See what you did? You got him into video games."
Which one?
Angel,
Oh, really?
because I
That's
remember
funny.
he would bring his
Really?
Xbox over. Yeah, and I would
Because of
ask him, and
Angel?
I would just sit there and watch him play. And
That's
he'd be like, "Do you
crazy.
want to play?" And I was like, "Really?" And then I played. And then I think like that year I got an Xbox for Christmas from Wella.
Nice.
I remember I would ask him. I would like wake up in the morning. I'd be like, "Can I play?" And I like whisper, and then he'd be like, "Yeah," and he just rolls back over to sleep, and I'd be like, "Yes, I just gotta be
That's
quiet."
hilarious. That's so funny. It was funny too because Will always got us the game systems. Mom and Dad never did.
That's yeah, no, that's what grandmas are for. They say to get the expensive gifts.
Yeah, they were no. That's so funny. That's funny. So, what was it about video games that really got you to play them? You said you saw like Angel playing, but what was it? What was it really about video games that like just drew you to keep playing them?
Honestly, at first, it was just fun to just like fly around as a dragon, fight people, verse people, because it was something that I did that I knew I was good at too, which was a nice
Mm.
feeling.
Hmm.
Because I was actually like not horrible at it. Like I tried sports, I was terrible. I got bored in like 5 minutes. I was like, I didn't want to play tag because I was the slowest one. But when it came to playing video games, I knew what I was doing, and it was just fun. It's just like my brain liked the color, the quick movements, the speed, because it was like kind of fast paced. It was just sitting there watching TV. It was like I had to actually use my brain because I didn't like doing
Mm.
that in school. So I was like, I don't want to do it in school. I was like, I'll do it after video games. And I guess
Oh
like the
man.
constant like stimulation was
Mm.
nice,
Mm.
and then I just enjoyed it. And then as I got older, it became I wanted to play games with my buddies, and that's how we would hang out for
Yeah,
hours
yeah,
at a
yeah.
time. Yeah, that's kind of how it grew. But it started as just I was like a kid and shiny thing. I was like, ooh, this is fun.
That's interesting. All right. So this next question, this is actually an interesting question because me and you, we didn't grow up at the same time. Because you're 23, I'm 43. We're literally we're
20
actually
years.
we're actually 19 years apart. And right, because your birthday's this year, my birthday passed already.
Yeah.
So so what how was your because my family reaction was very interesting when I started playing. How was the family reaction to you when you started playing video games when they noticed you were playing video games?
Honestly, a lot of the questions were why. Like everyone was just like, why do you do this? Why don't you go outside? Why don't you this? Why don't you go to activities? I'm like, we live in Brooklyn. I don't have friends. Who am I going to play with myself with my Razor scooter? I was like, nah, I'm good.
To get it stolen?
Like, yeah, exactly. But then when I moved to Long Island, Dad would be
Mm,
like, "You've been in the room all day," like,
mhm,
or he would ask, like, "Don't you have schoolwork you have to do?" And I'm like,
mm,
"Yeah, it's due next week, so I'll do it next week."
mhm,
And then basically, he didn't. He was just kind of like, "What?" Like everyone was just kind of like, "Why is that all I'm doing?" Or "Why am I playing for hours?" Or what I got a lot was because I played a lot of Minecraft.
mm.
And everybody was always like, Jacob, what do you do in Minecraft? How do you have fun playing that game for hours?
Really?
I'm like, yeah, a
That
lot of
game
people
is
ask
mad
me,
fun.
even in like high school, teachers would be like, I just don't understand the appeal of Minecraft. My nephew plays it and it's boring. And I'm like, I have a great time. You just,
In the high school,
but
your
pretty
high
much
school
everyone was
teachers,
just
really?
like, yeah, it was
That's
weird.
funny. That is
Everybody was
weird.
just kind of like, why,
Mm.
like, how do you get joy from this? You're just killing someone over and over again. Or you're just playing How to Train Your Dragon. You're just flying dragons.
Yeah,
It's
you're
stuff
flying
that,
a dragon.
yeah. Or it's like racing games when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Dad would try to take the controller to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But we all know about that.
Yeah, but he wanted to play the Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah,
game.
no, he wanted to play it. He didn't want me to play it.
He didn't want you playing
But yeah, no,
video
it wasn't
games, but
really
Yu-Gi-Oh.
negative. It was just general like what do you play or like why, and I'm like because I like video games. It's just that simple. Like I just like them, so I play them.
Mm.
It
So
wasn't really a negative influence, I would say. Only on those days when Dad would be like, "You've been in your room all day. You only came out for food. Like go do something." Or like,
mm.
"Why are you just playing video games all day?"
But that's interesting because it sounds like even like as you would go to school and stuff, your teachers would just make negative connotations about gaming and
Yeah,
stuff. That's
there
yeah,
was
that's
a stigma
random.
around it. Even with like, and then
Mm.
especially with like streaming, they'll be like, "I don't get the appeal of watching someone play a game."
Mm.
And it's like I enjoy it. And it's like that guy probably makes more money than you do. So
Yeah, really.
like,
I know
but yeah,
that's the crazy
everyone's
thing.
kind of like, why? Pretty much, yeah.
Mm,
Whether like that's bad for your brain or like go outside, go play, like
bad
go
for
out,
your
like that was just like go outside.
bad for your brain.
Yeah, basically.
Bad for your brain. I've
Especially
never
with
actually
Call
heard
of Duty.
those words.
Especially with like Call of Duty, like everything that's been going on.
Mm,
Everyone's like, "Oh, these shooting games are bad because they lead to this. All these kids are doing this."
yeah.
So then they really got a bad stigma because like around the time I was in high school or a little bit after, all that stuff started going up, like shootings
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and everything, like people just snapping. And then I remember like reading or hearing news articles, and people just say they're like, "Oh, when we play GTA shooting games,
Right.
it helps," and it's like it can, but that I wouldn't say that's a direct link. So it kind of got a bad
Yeah.
stigma with that. On top of like everyone's like, no one goes outside anymore, no one does this, no one does that.
That's interesting. Because I mean, well, when you were growing up, because you were in high school in what, the 2000s, right? No.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Like after 2010.
yeah. After 2010, I was in high school.
Yeah. And I mean, that whole generation, they aren't the generation that went outside and played all the time.
Yeah, no, they're not.
It
I know because
just
I've had buddies that would just
because
sit
my
for
kids
hours.
weren't
Even
like
me,
that. Yeah.
even after like maybe 5 hours, I'm like, my butt hurts. So I'm like, I want to watch TV. Like I don't want to just keep playing. I know people that can
What?
play all day.
Why does your butt hurt? What?
Sitting
From
down,
sitting
man.
down?
Sitting down for that long, like good for you. There's science behind it. You can look it up.
Oh
But
God.
yeah, I noticed that too because like even like I like to go walk around state parks or wander around.
Mm.
I'll like tell people and they're like, why? I'm like, why not?
Why does everyone
Like
ask you why you do what you do?
a lot
That's
of people
interesting.
ask me why about stuff, which is probably bad, but it's fine. I
I
like
don't
to ask
know.
why not.
Are those? I mean, I ask you why when we're playing a game, and you're like, "Let's do this," and I'm like, "Why? No, no, no. Let's not do it. Let's pretend that that option is not there."
No,
Oh
it's
man.
always the unexpected. You gotta do things no one expects. It's so stupid. It can only
Ah.
work. It's gotten me very far in video games.
Let's go to this next question. So if you could just tell us your heritage and give us some detail about your actual cultural background.
Okay, so I'm second or third generation Puerto Rican. I don't know the term,
We're third,
but my dad and mom, both parents were from Puerto Rico, but I was born here,
right?
and I grew up in a Christian household, pretty much for the most part. And culturally, it was just like we had a big family. Growing up, we had like family parties. Everyone comes over, all the aunts, all the uncles, all the million cousins. We had our family reunions, which were legit like an insanely large amount of people gathering because our family's
Yes,
just huge.
yes, they were.
It's
Yes, they are.
like
I
we
should
would,
say.
yeah, they still are, and yeah, but that's pretty much it. Like typical Spanish family.
Mm,
We went to Wella's house like once a week. She would always have rice.
yes, you would.
Her dog would We would play with her dog. Bruno, he was old, he was a big baby. You tried to touch her, he would get mad at you, or yeah, it's
I
weird.
know. He would always
He
bite
like
us.
wedged his way in the couch. Yeah, no, it's like you're a grown dog. Stop acting like a child.
He was a freaking.
But
What was
yes,
he?
that's
He was a boxer.
yeah, he was big. He
He
was a big
was.
baby though.
That's yeah.
But
But
yeah, so
yep,
that's pretty
that
much it. I
was.
would say that's like typical Puerto Rican slash
Hmm.
American. I would say
Yeah.
morely American. Then when I moved to Long Island, I basically became white. It's the whole thing.
Oh my goodness. You were
So
still
yeah, like
Hispanic, bro.
it's true.
You were
But
still
but like
Hispanic.
I noticed around the time I was born, the
Mm.
like Hispanicness of the family kind of faded. Like
What?
dad stopped speaking. No,
Kind of
like dad stopped
faded.
speaking Spanish. I didn't really eat that much. Like we didn't see Wella that much. It was kind of like
Oh yeah, yeah. Because it was a weird trend. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
yeah. It was kind of like the whole like it wasn't pushed as much or cared. Like Wella would ask me all the time, why don't I speak Spanish? And I was like, they don't say it around the house, but they did
Right.
for however many long years.
Right. But none of us really spoke Spanish. Have you heard my Spanish? How bad it is? It's
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
horrible.
I know
My
Augie
wife makes fun
can.
of me.
I know a few words.
You know. But
Not enough to understand my grandma, but I know a few words.
that's funny. All right. Cool. So So I mean, you did go into earlier about a lot of the negative impact that the culture, especially with our Hispanic, old school Puerto Rican culture had on just us and our gaming experience. But for you specifically, were there any other positive maybe or any other negative impacts that the culture that you just described to us has had on your actual gaming experience?
I guess positive is that even though a lot of people would ask me why or like be like it's bad, I didn't care. Like I still played Minecraft for hours when I was an adult, and
Mm-hmm.
it was some of the greatest times, helping my creativity. But like I didn't care that everyone was like why or like people asked why, and I didn't let that affect me. Like I would go about my daily business. If I played a game, I played it because I wanted to.
Mm.
Like there wasn't that much negative, and positive is just I made me and some of my closest friends all bonded through video games.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the time I was playing, I wasn't playing by myself, sitting for hours. There was like 5 or 6 of us all just joking around in a group chat while playing a game.
Right, right.
And then
Which people don't get that either. Like they think you're.
yeah,
Even though I mean, I've had my moments where I can be sitting. I used to sit and play for like hours, and it was just me. But no,
yeah,
I hear you.
yeah. And it's like to this day, those some of my best friends. We all still talk about remember when we used to play this game, we used to do this stupid thing.
Hmm.
It was just good times, and it
Yeah.
definitely helped me. Video games definitely helped me
All right.
because video
So
games,
go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna say they always helped me because like I always had a difficult time with life in general. Stuff happened, and then I got moved, but it was always that one thing I could just do that I know it brought me joy, which was nice.
Mm, that's interesting. It was like it wouldn't change, even though you could change the
Yeah, like
video game. But
that's the one constant. I would
mm,
always be able to foot time from gaming. It was even when I raged, it was still fun because then I'll go back to
right.
laughing 2 seconds later.
Not always, but hey.
That's true. Most of the time, most of the time. There's a few exceptions. I just went to sleep, but
Oh man. So why do you so you still play video games now, yes?
yes,
So why do you still play video games now?
I guess it's just as simple as it's a hobby for me. It's one of my hobbies. It's a nice stress reliever. If I'm just like, and I do notice that they can help me stimulate the brain. Like for example, I've been playing a lot of Hollow Knight right now, which is a platformer game,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of like hard
A
boss fights
hard
where
platformer.
yeah, it's pretty hard. There's a lot of hard boss fights, but like I've
Mm,
noticed I'll just spend hours practicing and then I memorize the patterns and it kind of helps me with like analyzing stuff, which is nice to notice because
mm,
you analyze, you remember patterns, you predict stuff,
yeah.
and you can just go. And then that one fight that took me that I died within 5 minutes, I could do the entire fight taking no damage like a few hours
Hmm.
later,
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
I feel like it's a nice brain practice, and
After you've
it's
done it
just fun.
after you've done it like a good 20, 30 times cuz yeah, that's but it's satisfying though once you get it done.
Yeah,
After you know what I mean? It's like you did it like yes, and because it was freaking so hard.
it's like I did it finally. Like it's a nice satisfying feeling when you do a challenge in the game, or even when you set a
Mm,
challenge for yourself in the game, like I'm gonna do this with this, and then it's like a
mhm,
nice feeling.
mm. Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
And it's just honestly a nice stress relief. You're just sitting there playing,
Mhm.
depending on the game, but like most games you play for stress relief.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So, what's your favorite video game actually of all time right now?
Oh, right now it'll be Borderlands.
Which one?
The second one was the best.
Oh yeah, you like the second one the best?
I
What was
love
it
the
about
second
that
one.
one
Yeah,
that you really like?
honestly, the story was cool. All the
Mm,
characters, every fight was fun, and it was. And
yeah,
when it
it
came to like
was.
finding like orange weapons, it was like actually balanced. Unlike the first one was insanely difficult.
Hmm.
The third one was insanely easy. The second one
Right.
had that nice middle. Like,
Yeah, I agree. When it dropped, you were excited. It wasn't like okay, you're expecting it to drop from wherever there was like a gazillion like high level luchas, and no, I hear you.
yeah, it was too easy the third one. But
Yeah.
and that game was one of the few games that I like. I don't like usually replaying games that have like stories with characters.
Mm.
But I remember that one I played I think like every character once just because I loved the game so much. Like the graphics, the guns,
Wow.
everything about it was just funny. Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Oh, Micromancer, the robot girl.
Yes, she was
I
awesome.
remember. She was my favorite.
Yeah. I like that was the one with Gage, right? No, not yeah. Isn't that her,
Krieg.
Gage? Krieg, that's it.
Who's
The
Gage?
crazy, the
Krieg.
Krieg.
He was my second favorite, but the Micromancer was fun.
He was the crazy psycho that he would just
Yeah,
run
I remember
around.
you just. It was great. You just all you just hit people with an axe. It was great. It was fun. It's
Yeah,
like who needs aim?
that was my when he came out. I was like, oh my god, this guy is amazing.
He's like Brick in the first one, but more fun because instead of just punching, he's swinging a giant like hammer at people.
I know, I know. So you played the first and the third one, right?
Yes, I played all of them.
Oh,
The pre
okay.
sequel. I didn't play the Tales from Borderlands though.
No, I heard that one was like kind of like, yeah,
Yeah, it was whack.
yeah. The second one, the story
And
was really good though too, right?
and it had all those DLCs. The second one, it had like the most DLCs or something.
But it's
We had a
also out
lot.
the
Didn't have
long.
the
It
most.
was also out a long time.
Yeah, it was just everything about that one, in my opinion. Like I know, even when I died, I was like, okay, like I didn't care.
I remember that. So for that game, I remember I used to love playing Zero, and I would do like this ninja stealth build, but it would suck against bosses.
Yeah,
Especially when you're
because
first starting.
yeah,
So
that's
every
the only thing with Borderlands 2.
so wait,
The bosses is
check this out. So every time I would die, my youngest daughter would just look at me and go, "Hey, Dad, you died?" And she would say it every time. So there was one fight. I swear, I was there. I must have died at least 50 times. And she would just every time she would just look at me and smile. She goes, "Hey, Dad, you died?"
that seems like her. Yeah, that's funny. I can see her saying that. You died again?
She's like, "You died? You died?" And like she was so
Yeah,
happy
because
about it. She's like, "Hey, you died?" I was like,
that's
"Stop
funny.
it! Stop it! Stop mocking me!"
Because I remember Zero was like melee, and you can't
Yeah.
melee one shot a boss. It's
No,
hard.
even though higher level, you could get some crazy damage
You
stuff.
can do some crazy. It's true.
Yeah,
I
but
remember my buddy. He had like the best setup possible. I watched him like two shot, like the invincible bosses.
with Zero,
No, with the Gunzerker. I forgot his
oh,
name,
okay,
Salvador. But I
yeah, the
remember,
short
like
guy.
I did. I was like, I can't beat. He's like, let me do it. He pulled up. I swear to God, he shot two bullets. The whole bar just went down. I was like,
What
I
was
was
it?
like, how'd you?
Was that his character?
Yeah, it was his
Oh my
character.
god,
It
that's
was like max
ridiculous.
level. It
What
had the
the
best
heck?
guns, and it was crazy. I was like, what the heck?
That's insane.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
insane.
that. I remember that memory. But yeah, I played a lot of games, and Borderlands 2 always just had like that special place in my heart.
Mm.
And
All right.
Borderlands, one of the really first video games I saw, too. Like that was what Angel
Mm.
played a lot of. I remember we still talk about to this day. We talk about Borderlands.
That's funny. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So you talked about all these games, and you've said already a lot of memories that you have. So what is that one gaming memory that you have that you will never ever forget?
I know exactly one. So me and all my friends were playing Call of Duty Zombies,
Mm.
and there was like Easter eggs, which is like challenges. Then there's like kind of bosses. And so when I played with my buddies, I was kind of the worst, or like just I was just the worst. I was the worst, that I did good sometimes. But so I remember we were
You were the
playing, and we were
worst
at
and you did good sometimes. Got it.
yeah no, or like because I had buddies who they played for hours. They were
I
like
got
good at
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were crazy. But so I
That's so
remember
funny.
like one by one, everybody started going down, and then like the third guy went down, and I hear them go, "Who's left, Jacob? We got no shot." And I was like, "Screw you
Oh
guys!"
damn.
And
Oh damn.
I was like, literally, they said like Jacob Story left, oh, it's over, and I was
They
like, no, it's
played you
not.
so hard.
And then I remember I got him up one by one, and then like we defeated the boss. And afterwards, I was like, that's right. Remember this moment. Next time I screw up in the game.
That's so messed up. They were like, "Uh oh, who else is up?"
I remember because they honestly had no faith. I was like, wow, guys, it's messed
Wow,
up.
they
Like,
really did it. Damn, bro. Your reputation precedes you. I don't know if that's
and
good or
I
bad.
like to be a wild card. It's fun.
Oh, I don't know
But
about
and then I
wildcard,
remember
yo.
but like I clutched up and we did it. And I remember
Mm.
afterwards I was just sitting there in the lobby and I was like, remember that, guys.
Did you
I was
say
like,
that?
without me, I was like, without me, it wouldn't have happened. And they're like, yeah, you're right, Jacob, you did good. I was like, that's right.
After they all just played you.
I was like, next time I screw up in a game, remember this moment, because there's been plenty of times where I just do stupid stuff to get everyone killed, but it's fine.
Yes. I will agree with that. I have been witness to that firsthand. I have been a part of it, unfortunately. Yo, that's crazy though, but they were like, "Oh, Jake's up. Damn, we
No,
lost."
literally, like that was the thought process. Like he's the only one left, no shot. All three of us are down, and I was like, "Frick you guys, I'm gonna do this now." And I was like so determined.
That's funny. And so you rezzed everybody, and then you beat
Yeah,
it,
yeah. I rezzed everyone one by
and
one. They
nobody
went
said
down. I rezzed them
anything.
again.
But nobody said anything. Everybody was just
No.
like, they were like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, we got it. Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh my god, we did it!" I was like, "That's right, I did it."
Lol, that's so funny. Oh man,
That is
that's
one
actually
memory I
hilarious.
remember.
Mm.
Because just the way that they all were like, "Yeah, we got no shot," just right away, I was like, "Damn, yo."
Yeah.
I was hurt. I was like,
You still play with them too, right?
"Yeah,
Or no?
yeah, they know."
That's
Yeah,
so
no,
funny.
we played Call of Duty, one of the new ones, and we had a game
Mhm,
where they're like, Jacob, we won. It was a battle royale, and
mhm.
I had 0 kills and 0 damage.
Wow.
And they're like, "What did you do that entire
What?
game?"
And you won?
Yeah, we won the battle
That's
royale.
hilarious. You had 0 kills. What did you do that game? Did you run
I was
around?
just running.
Did you start driving around in the car? And
I couldn't tell you. I was just following them. I would shoot at people. I guess I would have hit them.
no,
But
because
like,
you didn't hit them if you had 0 damage.
it was just so funny because we were in the title screen or like the victory screen. They go, "Wait, Jacob, you
That's
had zero
hilarious.
kills and 0 damage?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "I saw like one guy."
You would drive in the car in circles like on.
I remember that was funny too. That was a good memory. Just the way
Bro.
they said it, they were like, "Wait, what?"
Oh,
They were so confused.
I could, bro. I know you, and I could totally see that.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man. You're just like, I helped.
You know, like I remember, like I threw a grenade one time and it blew. So I was like, "Guys, I did a thing." And they're just like, "Jacob, shut up."
I mean, you had to do something, right? If you didn't die.
Exactly.
Oh
But
man.
there was a few games I was like the nicest one at. Like I remember
Mhm.
Overwatch specifically.
Yeah,
That was one of the
Overwatch, you
games.
were good.
Yeah,
You're
that was one of the games. I was one of the better players.
on my
So like I'll go up there and like I finally had my
Yes.
chance to talk down to them. I was like, "Screw you guys, I'm better than you."
Oh. I mean, even on my YouTube channel, I still have that clip where you went in as Reinhardt. You know, yes, I have a YouTube channel. Please feel free to look at SYKOSYS000 shameless plug. Um, and I'm like, what? And I said it. I was like, oh God, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? You crazy, bro? What are you doing? And then
I
next thing,
remember I was
all
just like, "I got this. Don't worry."
then it's like team kill. I was like, what just happened? What? And then we won. And it was like, what?
I remember I knocked out everybody, then I killed them all, and I was just sitting there. I was like, "Wow, did not expect that to happen."
It was on the lunar map, and we were
Yeah,
attacking, and the defense on that map was that last point was so annoying. And we're
because
going. I was
they're
Zenyatta.
right
I was
there.
healing, whatever, doing my thing. And you go. So there's this mad long hallway where you charge down. So there's no one with you. You are all by yourself.
Yeah,
And I'm
and
like,
I remember
oh man,
I
what
got a
is this
kill in
guy
the pin
doing?
too. I was like, I killed someone. I
Yeah,
killed another guy.
you were
I
like,
killed another.
got him. I was like, got him. What? Team kill? What just happened? What is going on?
I remember
Huh?
that was funny.
That
And then I was
was a
like,
great.
watching Doc and play the
Yeah.
game, and then I got it though.
Then you got it. Yeah. And we watched it, and it was just from your point of view, it was just crazy. It was like, wow. They were probably so pissed off
They definitely looked at that like, "Did that really
because
just
it was just
happen?"
you. There was
Yeah,
no
I just
one
ran.
else there. It was sad. There was no one else there. Oh man. All
And
right,
then I
man.
think towards like the tail end, everybody pulled up and like killed the last two people.
Well, yeah,
or
we
something.
were because we were going to the point. We had to follow up. We were so far behind, but by then everybody was already gone. You were able to get the kill on everybody. Oh, that was great. So, all right, let's ask this last question. This was good, bro. Thank you.
I got you.
So, just one more question. So, this is more of a technical question, as you know, as gamers, we tend to see how technology evolves just because it's what we use. So, how do you feel the evolution of technology for you specifically has really impacted your own gaming experience? Both, has it been positive, negative, but just the way technology continues to evolve and such, how has it impacted you in your gaming?
I guess in a way, nowadays when it comes to games, because of how good the games are,
Mm,
it really shows who's bad and who's good. And it kind of
interesting.
forces, like with the quality and the way like people could just, the way someone could play a game now, the way it actually responds to them, the way it actually,
Hmm.
it's like you're that person with the gun shooting.
Hmm.
It definitely makes, I would say, games harder because like the skill cap is like crazy now, and then there's all the bad matchmaking and all this stuff.
Hmm.
But definitely the extra technology, I think, has made like competitive games. It's made it way harder
Mm.
because like it's like now to get good at a game, you could actually get insanely good at it, and
Hmm.
with all the extra tools at your disposal. And then
That's
for I
interesting.
guess single player games, it makes it more of a fun challenge. Like the platformer of the old days used to be Mega Man, which it wasn't super simple, but like you compare it to a lot of platformers now,
Yeah.
it's like you got to do like six things at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. So I think the evolution has kind of it's definitely made games more fun and challenging because no one likes an
Mm.
easy game. As much as we all say we want a simple, easy game or easy match, no one likes those types of matches. So
Uh,
yeah,
it's interesting you
I
say
guess
that. That's actually come up in some discussions, but that's actually a topic for another podcast because that's been the
yeah,
whole concept of easy versus the concept of wanting an easy win versus a challenging win. That can be different to different people, but I won't get into that. That'll be a whole other
yeah.
segment. Mm,
And honestly, nowadays it's also easier to play any game with anybody because everything is super compatible now,
yeah.
which is definitely a nice feature. Like I could play on my computer while my buddies all play on their other stuff all
Hmm.
around the world. Like we don't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Oh, everyone has Xbox. Everyone has PS4. Now it's you can combine them, which is definitely nice.
Yep. That is
And I was
awesome.
honestly, I think it just comes down to it just makes for me personally, it makes things more challenging and fun.
Mm,
And like you see the difference. It's nice to see the evolution of technology because even like the animation, the like the scenes, like the graphics, it's like whoa, that looks crazy. Like some games are like a
yeah.
insanely colorful. It's just crazy. You look at it, you're like, what the hell? It's like I think it's a beautiful marvel. It's like a beautiful scene to look at,
Mm, hmm.
which is a nice. But then there's also like the negative aspect where in terms of like I said, nowadays if you're really good at a game, you could really be good and just dominate people crazy.
Mm. That's an interesting point. I've actually
Yeah.
not had that point brought up, but I know what you're talking about. I know exactly
Like
what
in
you're
my
talking about.
opinion, I
Yeah.
don't know if that because it's just like you could do like there's just so many games. Nowadays in games, your
Mm,
character could do like six, eight things at once now. Like
yeah.
there's just you're like you could do so many things.
Right.
Which if you're a really good player and you know how to use it properly, you could really excel and fly, which is cool. Which is
Mm,
also another beautiful thing. And then in terms of also creative games, there's so many creative, crazy games where you build worlds, you just
yes,
build
there
stuff.
are.
And for some people, they love that, and it's cool because that's also a great
Mm,
stimulation of the mind. Like
hmm.
you're sitting there building something, but you're actually thinking, "Oh, I got to put this here," which real world knowledge actually helps because then it forces you to think in the moment and
Mm.
actually plan, which a lot of people is one of the worst skills they have. No one knows how to plan properly, in my opinion. But that's a separate conversation.
That is, yeah, interesting. All right. That's actually, wow. Those were some really good points you brought up. Definitely points I've not really considered, and we might actually do a whole episode on that whole concept of the easy win versus the challenging win, and what means what to different people. I don't know. I like, I just know that's a topic that can go on for a
You
long
could talk
time.
about that for a while
I want,
if you get
yeah.
the right group of guys
That's
together.
that might be an interesting topic for the next panel. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll ask you to come on. You know what I mean? Give us your crazy input.
My crazy take.
It would definitely be an interesting voice from the side of the room. So, but listen, the fur. Thank you. Or the Mighty Schwankub, as you say, is your most popular
That was the
gamer tag
Xbox
name.
one. That was the one that, yeah, that was definitely.
That's funny. Well, listen, thank you for being a part of the show. We're actually at our time. I'm gonna wrap it up, but I just wanted to say thank you for being a part of this and agreeing to participate. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Yeah, no, of course. It was nice. It was cool. It's always fun to talk about video games with other
Yes,
gamers.
word. That is the truth, man. All right. So let me just wrap up. Everyone listening, thank you for tuning in, letting us grace your airspace this day. Just remember, you are awesome. Jesus loves you, and ganadora.